Destroying the family is like destroying the foundation of the society. Members of the Board of Judges, able moderator, worthy opponents, brilliant colleagues, ladies and friends, good afternoon. I, the first speaker of the negative side, will prove to you the unnecessity of the proposition. The second speaker will lay down the arguments on the unbeneficiality of the proposition. The third speaker will prove to you the impracticability of the proposition. The fourth speaker will sum up all the arguments we've raised in this debate and dismantle all the arguments of the affirmative side. Resolve that absolute divorce bill be legalized in the Philippines. The negative side finds absolute divorce to be unnecessary to be legalized for three major reasons. First, it does not uphold the Constitution. Constitution, as defined as the supreme law of the land, all laws which shall be enforced must conform to it. Absolute divorce is inconsistent with the Constitution. As provided by the Article 2, Section 12 of the Philippine Constitution, the state shall recognize the sanctity of family and shall protect and strengthen the family as a basic autonomous social institution. The state aims not to destroy, but helps to strengthen the family ties and value the family life. But the absolute divorce aims to dissolve the marriage to free the couple and bear a single life, which then proves that it destroys the formation of the family in the society. Our country does not need a law that will degrade the family values, but we need a properly implemented law that will strengthen the family. Secondly, we already have legal separation and annulment in the Philippines. What is legal separation? Legal separation is separating the couple but does not dissolve the marriage. The couple are still considered married to each other. It aims not to destroy the family, for if the couple will find its way to reconciliation and to continue their marriage, it will still exist. What is annulment? It dissolves the bond of the couple when the grounds of nullity took place at the time the marriage is celebrated. Through these laws, those battered wives and their children are already protected. Thus, absolute divorce is unnecessary. Thirdly, it is not an appropriate response to stop violence against women and their children. As a primary ground in filing a divorce under the provisions of the bill, which is the violence of the spouse to the other spouse or to the children, was already covered by Republic Act 9262, or the violence against women and their children. Absolute divorce does not provide a preventive measure for violence. Such bill is not necessary for the rights of both the mother and the children is already secured by the existence of the said law. Furthermore, it does not answer the problem and is not the best remedy. When couples seem to undertake such problems, there are other means that could help in solving it. First, we can deal with the counseling. It will not just only give you the right solution in the problem, but if solved, can strengthen your family ties. In regards to the violation of the husband to his wife, or to his children, or to both, the government can address it through the proper implementation of the VAUSI, or the violence against women and their children. Through this, absolute divorce will not be necessary. I, the first speaker, with all these arguments I have presented, it is unquestionable that absolute divorce is unnecessary. That's all. Thank you.
The moderator would like to call in the first speaker from the affirmative side for interpellation in 3 minutes. But before that, the moderator would like to remind our debaters, the part of the interpellator, your role is to pose a question. Refrain from making a conclusion. And on the part of the speaker, your role is to sincerely and honestly respond and answer the query. Other matters may refer to the moderator. Let's begin.
Again, good afternoon and a pleasant day to you, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Speaker.
Good afternoon, Ms. Interpolator.
Well, my first question for this afternoon is, are you aware that only the Supreme Court bears the sole authority to tell or to state, to declare whether the bill is constitutional or not constitutional?
No, Ms. Speaker, because according to the law, the constitutionality of the law is the only role of declaring the unconstitutionality of the Supreme Court?
Well, my question is answerable only by yes or no.
No again,
And
Mr. Speaker.
I really could say that you are not aware that
Order,
only
please.
the sole
Order,
authority.
please. The question is already answered by.
Yes.
Alright,
No.
I'll proceed to my next
Yes,
question. Do you agree that legal separation, nullity of marriage, is a remedy that destroys human life?
No.
Then why is it that legal separation and nullity of marriage is allowed in the Philippines and not absolute divorce bill when in fact there is a quite difference in the following?
Okay, first of all, the legal separation again, it is separating the couple but does not dissolve the marriage. Since the Constitution recognizes the sanctity of marriage, thus then, legal separation is allowed. Nullity of marriage, it refers that the marriage is null and void in the first place.
Do you agree with me that the children or the siblings are given mutual protection in the absolute divorce bill?
Yes.
Do you agree with me that marriage or legal separation of marital differences and are in congruency with the absolute divorce bill?
Can you clarify your question,
Do
please?
you agree with
Raise the
me that
question.
legal separation, nullity of marriage are in congruency with absolute divorce bill?
Your question is not clear, Ms. Speaker. Can you clarify?
Am I not clear or the words that I'm using are
The
not clear?
question, Mr.
You can
Speaker,
just say me-
as to whether or not would you would agree that legal separation is congruent with the absolute divorce?
No.
Well, do you agree with me that any violence against women and children are subjected to undergo a due process and are given rightful punishments afterwards if proven?
Yes, Ms. Speaker.
Do you agree with me that Article 5 of the National Declaration of Human Rights states that no one shall be subjected to torture, to cruelty, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment?
The question is irrelevant.
Proceed to the next question unless you could connect it to the issue.
Well, if you have mentioned a while ago that absolute divorce bill is destructive to us, then why did the nation approves circumstances that, or let's just, why does the nation approves of?
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Interpolator, Mr. Speaker.